welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another live video. This is going to be a quick short video. I'm going to try my best to make it as quick as possible because I'm literally trying to squeeze you guys in. But a thought came to me and I was like speaking to God and I was saying, should I do this topic of generation curses, bad partners? And God said yeah, because I feel like it will help somebody. But the only way I can talk about this is to base it on my life and my family tree, right? And I was just really thinking, I knew this before, but right now I was thinking that, you know, in my family, I noticed that they don't pick good partners, right? And I noticed that this is a generation curse that keeps repeating throughout, right? I can't trace back to my ancestors like far back. I can only go far back to what I know, right? And hey AP, every time I pick my phone up, you're going live. Thank you so much. Literally, it must be a coincidence. Maybe you pick your phone up and you think of me. Maybe that's what it is. Thank you so much for the like. So I've noticed that in my family bloodline, there's like a trail that runs through it where um the women, I'm not sure about the men, but the women pick really bad partners, right? And I've noticed that this is something that I'm trying to avoid. And when I tell you, when you're dealing with a generation curse, you have to really pray to God. You have to really repent on behalf of your family tree, um, because you have to break that curse, right? And my day's been okay. I mean, I feel like I was lacking a lot of energy today. So God's already spoken to somebody about that. A lady, she picked up on it. She said that God told her that I'm lacking a lot of energy, and obviously that's spiritual warfare where you're dealing with a lot of demons. Um so I'm constantly battling that, which is fine. I will overcome it one day. But how's your day been? Um so yeah. So I noticed that that is something that trickles down the family bloodline, and there's a lot of women in my family that are single, right? There's a lot of singleness. Um, it's very limited on the people in my family that do get married as well. I've noticed that. When when I tell you it's hot here as well, oh my gosh, it's so hot. I'm gonna have to get all my summer clothes out. I'm gonna have to get my summer clothes out because it's so warm. Um, yeah, but back to what I was saying with the generation curses. Um, to notice if it's a generation curse, sometimes you can see a pattern that keeps repeating in your family bloodline. And I noticed that bad partners is one of them, whether it's someone that's very abusive. Domestic abuse is in my family bloodline as well. I noticed that's a common one, whereas the partner will either hit the woman or hit the children. Hi Cassandra, how are you? Um, I'm just out here trying to dodge bullets right now. I'm not about to get like a partner that's part of the generation curse. And I'm very strong on defending myself when it comes to men because I'm not going to be dealing with like toxic abusive men. And I'm not trying to be one of those women that are like anti-men and they like to speak over men. But at the same time, like I want a man that loves me for me, not a man that is like Satan trying to really destroy my life and trying to continue bad generation curses. So I feel like in my family, I've noticed a pattern of um, there's only, I'm trying to think to my grandmother's side. This is on my mother's side. Um, I don't know if her other sisters got married. I'm sure, guys, back then, like people did get married, especially in the Jamaican community. It was a lot of arranged marriages where people would get married and they would live forever together, you know. Yeah, it's very sad, AP. um the reason why I'm speaking fast is I'm trying to make this video short. um yeah, so I've know from my grandmother's generation down, she got married to my grandfather, and obviously out of all their children together, the children I'd had together, only my mother got married. And then after my mother, which is now the nieces and nephews, only my cousin is the only female, the only one actually out of all of the cousins from that family tree that's married. um I believe the cycle can be broken as well. I do have a family member, a cousin, that actually spoke the curse over our family. because we have like family members that don't talk and stuff, and she made a big announcement in the room. She was like, this family will never come together, and that's actually a curse because she spoke it over the family. I found that out years later. I didn't know that's how a curse continues. They say that someone has to speak it over. So she said the family won't come together, and when she did that, like my brother and his cousin, my cousin stopped speaking to my brother as soon as she announced that. Like next time they saw each other, he didn't speak to him. And we find that a lot of family members don't speak to each other because someone's continuing it. In terms of bad partners, I think maybe it's to do with healing. I think that the women in the family need to start healing and start choosing better. But you can't choose, to be honest, you can't choose a better partner until you really heal, because you're going to keep being attracted to the toxicity. And I noticed that with me, I like to choose partners that don't want me. I very rarely choose people that choose me. I usually choose people that don't really want me as such. So I noticed that's another cycle that does continue. But in terms of cycles, I believe they can be broken. It's people have to live more righteous, that have to connect with the Most High. The family are supposed to for it to be broken, the family is meant to do it as a unit, because obviously I could then maybe have a partner and have kids, for example, and then that pattern will still ripple onto them, if that makes sense. There's actually a singer in the UK that I was watching, and she did a podcast, and she was talking about how her partner, because she became a singer very young. The singer Jamelia, I watched her podcast, it's very interesting. And she had a boyfriend when she started her singing career, and he was abusive to her. He actually hit her. And then she said each partner she would get, she would try to do better. So she would choose someone that didn't hit her the next time, but he just left her. It's like women think that they can do better the next time. It doesn't work like that. It really doesn't, because the devil knows that you're not going to look for that in a partner again. So say, for example, say if I have a partner that cheats on me, the devil knows. I don't speak Russian, sorry. The devil knows that I'm not gonna go for the one that hits me, so I'm gonna choose someone that's a bit better. And then the one that I choose that's a bit better, he's still toxic. Do you know what I mean? So, um, we have to be mindful of this. Like the devil is working through the generation curses, and sorry guys, I'm trying to like sort my dinner out at the same time. Yeah, the devil is working strongly through the generation curses. So I'm trying to set a timer. Yeah. So the devil knows what you're looking for, and if the devil knows that you're not going to tolerate a certain behavior anymore, then the devil will send someone totally different that is still toxic. So it's like, I think in general the black community goes through this problem. Do you agree? Yeah. The black community is very toxic. I shouldn't say this. I don't know what's wrong with the black community. I actually did a video about black women, and I personally think that black women are to blame, partially to blame. I'm not going to put the whole blame on them, but I think black women doesn't help the situation, because they do continue this behavior where they start putting down black men. And yeah, so what's interesting is my cousin actually got married to my cousin, the family, when I told you that only one of them out of all the cousins and nieces and nephews that got married, she actually married an Englishman, a white man. And I see like her, like I don't really have much to do with her, but when we had to attend the funeral, she made a lot of indirect digs, right? She would announce in the church that she's getting a lot of support from her husband. So I felt like, in terms of the black community, I felt like she was trying to punch at people, because obviously black people today, they do get married, but it's very rare. So she made an basically her attitude, you can tell like she's very much like trying to prove a point to everybody. You can see that attitude. I don't really have a relationship with her, not because of that, but it's a long story. But it's not really it's a generation curse, why the reason why we don't have a relationship. She's way older than me anyway, so the last time I saw her before the funeral I was a child. So a lot of things was going on in the family. It's equal, I won't blame just black women. um from my perspective, I find that women in general hold the power. Women are kind of ruling the world in terms of they dominate over men. That's the only reason why I look at black women as the problem, because I find that um, when a black man is evil, there's usually a black woman that's with him. Like I don't know how to explain, but it's I see this like pattern where the black woman is very controlling. She's behind a lot of the stuff, and she uses the black man as a shield. Thank you so much for the like. She uses the black man as a shield to put him down, and it works because no one actually looks towards the black woman and blames her for anything. She's always getting away with things. Um, the black woman is very toxic. Especially if you're a black daughter, you see that the black mother really doesn't support you in ways that she should. Um, you see them picking like really bad partners, and then they start trash talking the men. Um, it's quite sad. If these women were loving God as much as they claim, I'm sure they would choose better partners. And the fact that they can't even get that right speaks volumes. And you just don't know what curses people have committed behind closed doors, and then the children have to suffer for it. But yeah, in my family, I don't really see the women picking good partners. Um, Most of them are single anyway, or if they've got a partner, they're not married. It's usually just casual, non-committal. Um, yeah. Another pattern as well, with the bad partners, is the partners always tend to cheat on the women as well in my family. I've noticed that. When I say the men, I'm not talking about my family relatives. I'm talking about the women in my family, the partners they choose. The men tend to cheat a lot as well. They never seem to be satisfied with the woman that they're with. Um, I'm just like, why can't the women in my family see this? It's very toxic. The men actually don't want them. Sorry guys, I'm just checking. The men don't actually want the women in my family, and I've already said this out loud. I'm very strong on my opinions. I don't shy away from what I really think. Um, they don't want them. They pick the worst partners. Um, it's very the ones that are married in my family. The ones that are married, um, the marriage is a mask. It's almost fake. It's almost like, let's prove a point to everybody. I've witnessed this a lot as well. So they want to show to the world that their marriage works, and we know behind closed doors there's a lot of cracks. Um, Very superficial. The women in my family, they don't really connect with their emotions much as well. I mean, the reason why I can notice these things is because I don't represent that. They don't really connect with their emotions. They really, really don't rate their children. They don't rate their children. They don't like their children. Um, they put on an act that they love their children, but they're actually deceiving their children. Um, they prefer the men over their children. They will pick a man over their children 100% because they live for the man. But they also hinder the lives of their children as well. So they like to sabotage their children's life. When you see some people still living at home, or they're even if they're not still living at home, if they're adult children and they're unable to function and create a normal life, just know that behind that is a toxic, abusive parent that has done everything in their power to just limit that child, and they haven't gave them the skills that they need in the real world to go out and venture out into the big wild world. And it's so sad because a lot of people do this, and then people look at that person and think, oh, why they're not trying in life? Maybe because behind closed doors there's a toxic woman. Women are so toxic, and people don't talk about this. People always like to act like mothers are these great human beings. No, they're not. There's so many toxic ones out there. Um, AP said getting the perfect partner is like winning the lottery, impossible. Um, I heard that in order to get, okay, I can answer that in terms of biblical terms. I heard that because everyone's been doing it wrong. Not everybody, but a lot of people have been doing it wrong. I have. Apparently, you're supposed to be loyal to your future partner before you even met them. So you're not meant to kiss anybody. You're not meant to be dating anybody. You're supposed to show to God that you're waiting for this person, right? And I wish that I literally did that. I really regret like all the choices in my life. I wish that I stayed true to myself, because my mom literally raised me and she was like, she made it clear, like marriage, like, and I do regret that I didn't follow that. I rebelled, and if I literally showed to God that I'm willing to wait for my future partner, I would have probably been with him now. You have to show that you are willing to be loyal to that person, and when God sees that you're ready, He will literally bring that person into your life. But a lot of these people in today's world, they're not doing that. A lot of people are just sleeping around, um, going on random dates with people that probably don't even believe in God. And that's why people don't meet their perfect person, because if you look at your lifestyle back then, there was nothing showing to God that you're ready for that partner. Um, the way to know that it's your perfect person is connecting with God and asking God. God can give you the signs as well. It's supposed to be a mission. You're supposed to be on a mission together to achieve what God wants you to achieve as well. But obviously, I'm not expert in this. I don't have a partner myself to even be like, yeah, this is an example of it. But this is just what I know. If the women in your family look anything like you, I find it hard to believe, respectfully. Oh my gosh, AP, you're so sweet. You are so sweet. In my family, we do have some people that do a lot of worshipping of other gods. Um, there's witchcraft in my family as well. Trying to think what else. There's a lot of hurt in my family in terms of the women. They hold on to a lot of resentment. I mean, when you're like that, no partner's going to be drawn to you. Um, all the women in my family, except for the cousins. Okay, the women above me, I should say, in terms of like the generation above, they've all had kids with more than one father. Does that make sense? Except for one of the um, women in my family. But the only reason why the woman in my family literally has kids with just one is because she was like, I feel bad for saying this because I hope she doesn't watch this video. She couldn't have a kid. So, women that can't have kids are usually cursed, right? So there's a curse in my family as well. I'm not cursed, guys. I'm just saying that the women in my family above, the ones that struggle to have kids are considered cursed. And yeah, so interesting. So there's a lot of even my head is going funny talking about this, because there's a lot of evil stuff in my family bloodline. I see it, especially like I feel like, I don't know about anyone else in my family, but I feel like I'm really seeking God, and I see that no one. I mean, I don't know for everybody, because obviously some people seek God in private, but I don't see anybody else on fire for God in terms of the women above me. Um, Hey, B Desi guy, how are you? Um, yeah, so yeah, in terms of generation curses, I do see the pattern of them choosing like partners, and the partners end up being the devil, whereas they're cheating. It could be domestic abuse. So the partners don't actually like the women that they're with, the women in my family. They don't actually like them. It's obvious. But they settle for it. They stay in that relationship, whereas I personally wouldn't stay in it. I'm single by choice. I'm not dealing with any toxic partners. If the man is not of God, I don't want him. um Hi Scott, I'm glad that you found me here. You caught my life finally, and I'm about to leave as well. Yeah, so interesting. Shopping. Oh, no, I think it says shopping. Sorry, guys, I can't see. Sleeping around in 2025 is crazy. It's scary. It's easy to get, but for me, I'm very focused, disciplined at this time in my life. Well done, AP. Scott I'd said, damn it. Damn it. Yeah, I literally came on live here because I thought maybe you would catch my live, actually. That's why I came on. Yeah, but it was meant to be a short video. But yeah, generation curses are real. Um, you just see the same patterns repeating in every single person. Like I could literally predict right now, if I had a kid, I could predict what's gonna happen. in terms of the curses I can predict. I just know what's going to happen. Don't worry, I know it's you, rest in peace. I know it's you. Um, yeah. Another thing about the women in my family, if someone's got a partner, they automatically don't like the partner. There's a lot of catfighting around that as well, a lot of drama. Um, Very interesting. And you see the ones that are married trying to prove a point to everybody that their marriage is official and it's real. It's so cringe. I'm not even hating. It's just so cringe-worthy. It's just like, what are you doing? Why are you trying to prove to each other in the family that your marriage is official? Nobody actually cares. I don't care. Nobody cares, right? Nobody actually cares. B. Desi said, what are your videos about? It's about spiritual stuff that a lot of people probably don't understand. I changed my name to it on almost anything because I got a scar across my eye and people call it me. So I decided to change it to that. Oh, painful. How long have you had that scar? Is it something you was born with or? Yeah, so yeah, to summarize, okay, let me just go for this properly. Let me just start from as far as I know. So the women in my family, they choose bad partners. And the reason why I'm saying this is because it could potentially happen to me as well. This is why I'm staying single. They choose bad partners. The partners are usually cheaters. They cheat. They're abusive. They don't like the partner that they're with. I remember witnessing one of my auntie's partner calling her fat when I was a child, and I remember thinking that's so toxic. And I was a child, guys. I was thinking that's so toxic as a child. He called her fat on purpose in front of me to humiliate her. So he didn't like her, but he cheated on her as well. That was like I don't even know why they were together to be honest, because that relationship was just not it. Uh, um, yeah, they got a domestic abuse where the partner will hit the female, and then they end up having kids regardless of it, and they think that's okay. I don't even know. I'm not here to judge, but hey, I would not be doing that. If you hit me, I'm not having a kid with you. I'm having a kid with you regardless if you're abusive. Okay, if you're abusive after the relation, after I have a kid with you, you're out the door. I don't care if we're married. You are out the door. You're getting out my house. I mean, even if it's your house, you're getting out regardless. I don't want you if you're going to be abusive. Um, what other patterns? The ones that get married, they're putting on a facade to the family, trying to show that the marriage is legit and that it's real, it's love, when we really know that it's not, and it's just a lot of cracks beyond below the surface. What other patterns? Trying to think. The patterns in the females as well. Not only do they pick bad partners, they also hate their children, and then they would rather put the man over their children. That's another one as well. They don't really value their kids. They don't care about how their kids live. They just want to sabotage their child's life. They're basically bloodsuckers, literally. B. Desi says, two, wait, two and now 15. What does that mean? Does that mean that you had it when you was 15? Scarface is a popular guy. Yeah, I recognise the name, Scarface. Marriage is just a front these days, just for status rather than real love. I agree, AP. Scar Eyes said I do get called that also. Why are people calling you that? That's horrible. That's bullying. That is actually bullying, actually. Guys, I've got to go because I'm going to make my dinner now. So, thank you so much for joining. I'll do another live soon. AP said I could put up with a lot in a relationship, but cheating is crossing the line for me. Anything else and maybe can be resolved. Yeah, cheating is just plain disrespectful. Like, if you can cheat on someone, you might as well just break up with them and do what you want to do. If you want to be for the streets, why are you in a relationship, right? But who am I to judge? Um, had it when I was 2 and now I'm 15. Oh, you're only 15. Oh my gosh, I didn't know you were so young. Oh my gosh, I do apologize for any the content of my videos then. I need to be careful what I say around you. I didn't know you was 15. Oh, you was a baby when you had that scar. No one should be calling you scar-eyed though, that's rude. I know, I will come back on again. I've got to make my dinner now. Literally, I was making a jacket potato in the oven and it took like over 45 minutes. It's a massive potato as well. And I just thought, why don't I just do a quick live for 10 minutes? And obviously now I need to prepare my food. AP says exactly. You going live later? I don't know if I feel up to it. I might try and do live. I don't know if I'll be too tired. B Desi said a bottle of water. Yes, I need a bottle of water. Guys, I'm gonna go now. Do you know what time you're gonna go live again if you are tonight? Oh my gosh, I go on late in the night. You probably be sleeping by then. I don't know. We'll see, guys, because obviously I live with people as well, so I have to work around with when they go to sleep and stuff. AP, you're making a jacket potato. Why didn't you could have put one in the oven for me, so I didn't need to make one. I was too tired to make it. It takes so long in the oven. It's quicker in the microwave. um, guys, okay, Let me be real with you guys. I don't know if I'm gonna go live again tonight because I'm so tired, right? So I'm not gonna say yes and I'm not gonna say no, but don't wait around for me because I don't know. Yeah, so guys, okay, to summarize this video, generation curses, I think one of them is picking bad partners, and if you're not picking them, Satan is picking them for you. So yeah, let me wrap this video up now. So guys, I'm gonna go now. So thank you so much for tuning into my live. Thank you so much for the likes. Thank you so much for the comments, guys. Take care to AP. I'm so glad that Scar finally got to join my live. Bye. Bye, B Desi guy as well. Thank you so much for leaving comments, and thank you so much to anyone that just watched this video after I posted it. So yeah, guys, be cautious of what patterns you are repeating in your family bloodline and try and break them as much as you can. Bye, B Desi guy. Take care, everyone, and yeah, let's try and break these patterns because the worst thing is to be doing what Satan wants and not what God wants, right? So, guys, see you. Right, bye.